For gamers, either young and old, who are familiar to Batman, you will know something known as Joker immunity. Now, for those who don't know, let me clear out for you. It means that Joker can be killed, but he just wouldn't stay dead. That is what we call Joker immunity. Being Batman's arch nemesis, of course, he won't be that easy to kill. Being a guy that fell into one big pail of chemicals, shot a few times, dropped into a pool of sharks, crash landed in the Lex Luthor's version of a B-2 stealth bomber that looks like a smiling face. And based on death battles, he even went toe to toe with Sweet Tooth and lived to tell the tale, while Sweet Tooth ended up being killed. This guy was even able to, let's say, trick Superman and have him corrupted. So just tell me, what are the chances of him not able to cheat death? Which, based on what I know, is not the smartest guy in the block. Anyway, in this version, Batman is more like a version of Rockman where his weapons, as you can see, are strange projectiles that fly everywhere and this against your control. That's all I can say about this game. Not say it's bad, but gotta say it's strange. But on the other hand, to set a game between Batman and Joker is fated to be for, just put it this way, the reason why the arch enemy of Batman is Joker is not because Joker is the guy that killed his parents. Later when Crepuscular Villains revisit of the Dark Knight, Joker is a nobody. We don't know who Joker is, and the person that killed Batman's parents or Bruce Wayne's parents is just a random person. The reason why these two are always fighting, the reason why Batman's arch enemy is Joker, is just like Superman and Lex Luthor. If you do know Superman, he's a person with super strength. If you do know Lex Luthor, he's the smartest man on earth. In other words, these two are the direct opposites, although the tactics they use may be similar, although their ideology may be the same, but based on their behavior being absolutely different, right? They are bound to kill each other. Just look at Batman, the Dark Knight, wearing a mask and let's say only comes out at night. Never smile, never laugh. And let's come back to the Joker. He laughs a lot. He's a clown for clown's sakes. And just look at the way they are being presented. As I mentioned, Batman is in full Dark Knight mode, let's say, in a dark suit. How about Joker? He's bright, beautiful, and let's admit it, colorful. So these two are bound to be, let's say, sworn enemies. And that is how stories are told. And that is why the fight between Batman and Joker are so damn interesting. A salted guy and a guy that laughs a lot. Who's the best person? It's for the story to tell. Now, at present, Batman is fighting a guy with a pistol and his gunshot is kind of bad. Just that you know, when they are designing this game, they actually do not, they just come up with their own ideas, their own thinking. This one is not related to any Batman movie or not even with the Batman cartoons or animated series. This is just stand-alone game where they just took any design of Joker that they like, any design of the villains or Batman they like, and put it to good use. And I'll be fair, it looks more like the old traditional version of Batman, not the, let's say, Tim Burton's version, which is darker, grimmer, and less fancier gadgets. Now let's admit to ourselves, if Batman had a jetpack, would be awesome. Yes, it will be awesome, but it will not suit the movie. I mean, for game-wise, it's kind of awesome to see him flying around with a jetpack, but for movie-wise or storytelling, this is definitely a bit no-no. If you really want Batman to fly around with something on his back, right, you take a glider. You do not take a jetpack, not even a flying motorcycle over there. That is also a bad idea. For see, a jet makes a lot of engine and a lot of swooping sound. And if you do know Batman, right, he's a quiet person. He's a person of the night. He is technically a ninja. He's more ninja than the Ninja Turtles. And if that was the case, right? I just put it, if that was the case, he wouldn't be using a jetpack which is going to make lots of noise. That is definitely not his style. Now let's see who's the next boss, which is turned out to be a mech. Wow. Yeah, they definitely took someone for battle tag. Or it could be one of the elementals, I have no idea. But as you can see at present, the scatter shots that you have over here actually works very well for the boss. Now, game-wise, this is actually better than what we had for the previous game because this is much more game-focused. Although the bullets fly everywhere, it does suit your needs. But you don't need to stay in a place to, let's say, hit the, let's say, enemy. You can just jump around and spend most of your time trying to avoid the projectiles. And your projectiles will sooner or later find the target. And since you can't duck and shoot, this helps a lot. And that's the bad way. Now let's go to the next boss and see what's going to... Oh man, we are fighting Thor again. Oh, we are fighting a base. And you can see the multiple, let's say the wavy move of the projectiles does work very well over here. And I went to check for a few Batman's weapons that quite are similar to this. No, I can't even find, not even a bat whip moves like this. Who designed this is beyond my high understanding. But at present you can see it's kind of efficient against the targets that I'm fighting. So game-wise, this is fine. You don't want a weapon that actually goes in one direction and do not hit the bosses that you want to kill. This one does go to that directions and it actually progressed the game. So I'm not going to give much complaint about it. Although I would want to complain about it is it's taking me lots of time to try and get this thing killed. Oh come on, die already. Oh damn it, come on. Okay, now I don't know, maybe just put a battle rank and let's say fly all direction will be better. But on the other hand, the NES is quite limited on its resources, so I'm not going to let's say put any complaint here. Okay, under sewage level. Well, hopefully we'll run to King Croc here. But sadly we won't. Because King Croc, or let's say the Croc, that giant crocodile, the mutant crocodile that we see so many times in Batman, he was a likable character during the animated series. Now, I need to admit, Tim Burton's influence on Batman is kind of strong and make Batman a complex and fun character. Not fun, not necessarily fun, but likable character. And when that happens, in order to make sure Batman's opponents are much more interesting, effort is actually put into the writing of the story. And for us to make that kind of Batman into the game is kind of difficult because it's not that action orientated. It's more likely story orientated, and we'll discover why this guy become villain, why a bad day can make Joker into the madman, why due to global warming a nice doctor will become poison envy and want to kill everyone, why a doctor's love will make him want to, let's say, turn the world into the next ice age. As for Croc, I admit his story is kind of, let's say, pointless, and I have to put it in a way. He should not be complaining about too much tacos destroying his life, which doesn't make sense. And here we are fighting. Oh God, did Joker actually borrow the flying chariot from Serpentor in G.I. Joe? I got a feeling he did. And this looked like Cobra Black base because I can see a his tank at the back. Oh come on. But anyway, as I mentioned, the projectiles works well, and all you need to do is to run around and make sure you don't get hit. Now, there's a saying that actually Joker is in love of Batman. Not sure I've heard about this before, but I got a feeling that it might be. Because, you see, Joker is kind of obsessed of Batman. So, for that to happen, yeah, maybe. I think it did happen. At certain times it did happen, and I think he's in love with the guy. Okay, let's see who are we going to fight this. We are fighting a giant mech. Again. Oh god. Never mind. They just keep on doing the same thing. Jump and shoot, jump and shoot. And do you notice that my arm actually look a little bit like Rock Band's arm? Oh, whatever. Now, as usual, just keep on hitting the turrets, and later we just blow up the head and everything will be fine. And just keep on going, keep on going. Now, besides of Joker, is there other characters that Batman wants to deal with or Batman personally hates? Based on what I know, actually a lot of Batman's characters are partly related to him. Like Two-Face was his good friend, Catwoman was his lover, and if you want to count, there's a version of Red Skull used to be one of his Robins. And after, let's say, another bad day, I mean, in Red Skull's version, those two went separate ways, and one stick to crime, and one wanted to, let's say, continue his crusade to make a world a better place. But did Batman make a world a better place? Because most of the time, whatever he does, it seems like he created more criminals. Yes, this was being looked into the Lego movies, I mean the Lego Batman movies, as you have seen before, claim that Batman was the one who created all. Finally, oh, now I get it. You are driving the mech without even bothering to let it go out and just stand there and shooting at me. Do you get any influence for Doctor Willy? God damn it! Damn you! And that's where this way you can see Batman is really going full Mega Man mode over here. Even copying the slides. The only difference is his projectiles can move everywhere. I got a strong feeling actually they really did get some influence from Mega Man. So is it plagiarizing? Actually no, because a lot of games actually took ideas from one another. And if you wanted to sue Batman for doing that right, Rockman himself is going to be sued for he did stole a lot of ideas from other games. As for which games, I think it will be better off for me to tell you when we see those games. I promise you guys, maybe in the far future, cause near future we don't have plans about doing those games as they were minor games and not being well known. Now I just need to move around and make sure I, let's say, take this out. And this is taking longer than it usually be. Now, as I was talking about Batman's and Joker's relationship, are they really in love? Actually, there was a version that these two were a couple. I'm not joking here. There was a version that actually Batman and Joker were a couple. Now, in this version, Bruce Wayne is dead, killed by his killed by the murderer with no idea who he is. Then his father Thomas Wayne became Batman, while his mother, with too much grief of her son's death, cried until she laughed hysterically. And based on what I've said now, I think you can get the idea. She became the Joker, and they sort of become a couple. One using criminal ways to, let's say, take down robbers, and one will be using lawful ways to make sure that they face the punishment of law. And in this version, I will, let's say, promise you guys, Thomas Wayne is a gunfighter. His best weapon, or let's say his favorite weapon, is the shotgun. Now, as we can see, Joker is being taken out in his giant robot, and we escape in the back way. And we'll be flying out away, and I think that's the last time we'll be seeing Joker over here. Because if you focus too much on Joker, it's kind of a waste. For Joker is not the only interesting villains that Batman has. I just mentioned Two-Face. I did mention Poison Ivy. And there's Catwoman. Don't forget we still have Penguin. We still have the Vanquillosa. We still have Bane. And the League of Shadows and Khazal Drew. There is a list of things and criminals that Batman has to take down. So in the future games, it will be wiser if game producers focus on them, which they did. We'll see you next time and let you know about this. Remember to subscribe and like our channel. We'll see you then.